Deion Sanders Jr. is not thrilled with you? Is it you or the audio that you posted? What was the audio that you posted?
Probably both. Probably me for posting it.
Well, why?
I'm guessing because I saw this a lot yesterday. Because I heard it. I heard it on Zach Jackson's podcast.
Oh, it was Zach Well, we'll have Zach on at 9.
Yeah.
So we don't have to... Well, we'll just ask Zach the question then. But he was upset. What did the audio say?
So Nick Baumgardner, Michigan fan, but he was a really good guest.
He's a Michigan man, isn't he?
Yeah, and a fan. I think so, both.
Okay.
But he went into detail about the draft class, and he's saying that because now even at the Senior Bowl they invite juniors, and at all these games, all these opportunities, you should take advantage of all of them. All of these quarterbacks should, coming out, all of them. Each and every one of them should take part in everything they can to try to differentiate themselves and to show that you'll compete. And he drew a contrast to Shedeur, who last year, he said, pulled a fast one at the East-West Shrine Bowl. Is that the one that he participated in or was supposed to participate in?
Okay, pulled a fast one. That's some language right there, pulling a fast one.
Yes, because as the story goes, Shedeur said that teams told him not to work out, and the Browns were one of those teams. And I'd like to talk to the Browns about that because I can't fathom a world where the Browns would tell a quarterback
Why
like
would they
that,
tell him not to work out?
Right, that defies all logic. Like what? Would they do that because they hope that a guy would fall all the way to them in the 5th round? Like that just doesn't seem very feasible. And basically what Nick is underscoring in that podcast is that Shedeur made some pre-draft mistakes, and that's why he fell. So I posted that. I'm like, wow, I haven't heard this specifically. So I posted it, and then it got picked up by the Sanders fans.
All right. And it got picked up by Deion Sanders Jr.
Because a bunch of people tag. Anytime we talk Shedeur, one of the most famous people in the NFL, despite, obviously never actually playing in a real NFL football game, the gravitational pull of those conversations, I mean, everybody reacts to them. It's like weird. They love his fame, but don't want us to talk about him. I don't really understand that part of the dynamic.
It's always weird when we talk about him. They're like, keep his name out of your mouth. And I go, well, you want us to talk about him?
Like he majored in being famous.
I have to talk. If I want him
in college, did he not?
Well, I want him to start. So if I want him to start, I can't just say the guy I'm not allowed to say because you want me to keep his name out of my mouth. Like if I want him to start, and I do, I gotta call him by his name.
No, they only want people to
Shedeur
talk
Sanders.
positively about him. But it's not. I don't even think.
Where have I been negative? He hasn't been able to play yet. So for me to say negative things about him, what is there to say?
But even you not saying there should have been a real competition or that he should have started week 1, like that's considered negative.
Okay,
that
whatever.
You're not saying that because they're living in an alternate universe, I guess, that they think 5th round draft picks should just start right away for any team, and they just assume he's really good. I hope he's really good. That'd be awesome. That would solve so many of our problems if he were really good. My guess is he's not because he fell to the 5th round. Some guys do fall and end up being good, but most don't. 99% of them end up being bad.
Well, the falls are not to the 5th round either. They are supposed to be top 5 to 26, right?
Yeah. But I just don't understand how at this point there's not an acknowledgement like, he maybe not him, maybe the people advising him that they screwed up the pre-draft process. I thought that was just a kind of a unanimous thought at this point.
You think they're supposed to come out and say that right now? That's something that happens on 2 teams from now when he actually gets a chance to play and figure it out.
Unless,
that
true.
feels like a Baker Mayfield, okay, we're going to sit down on Sunday and talk to Tom Rinaldi or whatever and get it figured out.
I mean, it just seems like it's fairly obvious that he did things in ways that others didn't. I know people will bring up they're going to bring up John Elway and they're going to bring up Eli Manning. The difference is those guys were legitimate, top of the line, not just because people got I don't know, I think there was a lot of wrong information before the draft, but like you can't compare John Elway and Shedeur Sanders coming out. They're 2 totally different profiles.
Obviously you can't, but let me throw this by you. Because I've heard so many different things, I'm hesitant to go with any one of them. And because I've heard so many different things, I'm not trying to find a way out of this. Okay?
I just assume some of it's got to be true, and that's why.
One of the things got to be true. It can't all be fake. Because he fell.
He fell.
So it can't all be fake.
It was an all-time draft plummet. Clearly, they didn't do everything 100% accurately, right? Are we willing to at least concede that? Oh, no, you won't? You won't be willing to concede that? So your grand conspiracy theory can continue. That's amazing. That's what's amazing about politics today. You don't have to concede anything because you can just chalk it up to conspiracy theory. It's amazing. You don't ever have to admit somebody did something wrong on your team.
Someone's been watching a little too much Miss Rachel, especially lately.
It's just a conspiracy. So let me get this straight. 32 teams all got together before the draft and said, guys, we are not allowing Shedeur Sanders to get drafted in the first round. What about the second round? No. Can I offer you a third round? No, we must hold firm for our conspiracy. Guys, he's very popular. He'll sell jerseys. What if I interest you in the fourth round? No! Can we get to the fifth? I will grant the fifth round. Thank you, all-knower and all-seer and omnipotent football man, whoever you are in the ether.
You have to progenate the move in the fifth round to be able to move up and get the quarterback.
You would gain a lot more credibility if you're trying to talk for Shedeur Sanders, and many of you are, the aunts, the uncles, the family members, the non-family members. You would gain just a little bit, a semblance of credibility, if you just admit he didn't handle it the best way possible.
But I don't know how he did or didn't. I have no idea. That's where I'm mad. That's where I'm sorry. I have to disagree with you there. I don't know exactly what it is because everything's been made up. So if I don't know exactly what it is, because I hear, he wore headphones in there. No, I've had people tell me that's ridiculous. He was not wearing headphones. He wasn't wearing headphones and things. All the other things that are there. So when I hear such insane things about what he did or didn't do, I'm like, no, I'm not going to believe any of it until I actually find out. So it's kind of part of the reason I want to see whether or not he can play. Because I'm curious. But I'm sorry, I have to stop you there.
But you don't
can't just assume that he did something wrong.
Well, I can assume
in the pre-draft.
I can assume it.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
I absolutely can assume it.
I'm sorry.
And so can you.
This is no, I can't.
Yeah,
no,
you
I can't.
can.
That's why I'm speaking
Kenny,
for myself.
You can't. Don't try to look good to the Sanders clan.
That's not what I'm trying to do.
Don't try to cozy up to his fans because they're calling us racists every day.
No, that's not what I'm trying to do.
You don't need to do that.
I don't know what they're calling you every day. I'm not being called any of those things.
Yes, you are. You're being called a racist.
I'm being called a racist.
Yes, I can pull them up. You're definitely being called a racist.
Why am I being called a racist?
We all are, because we haven't said that he is this amazing talent that should be playing each and every week.
I don't know if he's an amazing talent that should be playing every week. I don't know how that made me a racist.
That'd be awesome if he's amazing.
Okay, I'm going to move on from that.
Then I'll have to turn off the racism and root for him.
I can't control what the internet says about me, all right? I got fake AI images of me coming up here. Go back to what you said.
Yeah.
See, you say that, no. I don't subscribe to that, and it's not because I want to make myself look good to the Sanders family because I'm a fan of Deion Sanders growing up. It ain't because of that. Now, it is your right to sit there and accuse me as such because that's what you do to me. But let me tell you this. The only thing that I can say is that the people in the NFL saw the tape. They saw the tape, and they said, no. Whatever reason that might be, because I think there is a clear difference. And yeah, I know. I'm a football guy, all this, that, and the other. All right, there's definitely a lot more people in the NFL who know what the hell they're looking at when it comes to tape than I do. I think that's pretty clear. So they mix in all that information with the coaches that he has, with the type of offense that he was playing, and I do think that was probably the difference. Because I'm telling you, if he could do it, if they really believed he could do it at that level, I don't care. How many jerseys has he sold already? So you're telling me an NFL owner, like, can he play the position at a high level? Oh, yeah. Can he throw the ball well? Is he accurate? Oh, yeah. So he was a jerk in the meeting? Yeah. Okay, it's my team. We're drafting him in the first round. That's why I disagree with you. That's why I disagree. I don't believe any of the crap because I don't know it, so I'm not going to believe any of it. Something is probably true. But because I can't say which one that is, I'm going to disagree with all of it. But I'm going to tell you this. They probably saw it on tape. They probably saw it on the offense. They probably didn't get a chance to do a whole lot of things with him in the pre-draft. Maybe that's what you're talking about. But some of the ridiculous stuff that's there, no. Because I'm telling you right now, you know how this league is. You know how the owners are. That He sold all these jerseys. He's going to sell all these jerseys. He's got a fan base that loves him and adores him and defends him no matter what. Even though there's really nothing to defend. It's not like he's done anything wrong. But they love him no matter what. And he can play at a first-round level? Yeah. But he was not nice or whatever reason it is. They still drafted. We drafted Johnny Manziel.
Yeah,
we drafted Johnny Manziel. He was sitting there texting, talking about blowing up the league and giving salutes to people. And God knows what he did here. And now all he does is talk trash about Cleveland. We still draft that guy in the first round. So they thought Johnny could do it in the first round. So apparently talent is what matters, especially in a league that is desperate for quarterbacks more than they've ever been because there's fewer of them than there's ever been. So I don't believe any of the crap that's going out there about the pre-draft stuff in terms of interviews and whatever. I don't care about any of that. I don't know any of it, so I'm not gonna claim it. I just assume that they watch the tape and eventually he's going to play and he's going to prove people either right that he's not good or wrong that he's not good.
What's worse? Because, and by the way, we've never said he was a jerk. He seemed by all accounts to be an awesome kid. So it has nothing to do with that from our perspective. I can't control what NFL teams have said or leaked about him because they may not have liked the way that he or his team.
I don't think they'd care.
But what's worse, that the tape stinks and that's why he's a fifth rounder, or that he did the wrong things pre-draft and that's why he fell. What would you rather have it be if you're a Sanders fan? Wouldn't you rather have it be that he's a jerk and that's why he fell? Because if the tape stinks, guys, he's going to come out in the football field and then be swamped and overwhelmed just like the two quarterbacks before him. And then that's going to be it for his career. Then he's done because fifth rounders don't get multiple opportunities if they fall flat on their face, especially with all of this that hovers around him fairly or unfairly. So if anything, if I were the Sanders people, I would say, no, everyone's getting it wrong on the tape, not the other way around. But either way, we all have to admit there's a reason he fell, and I just can't get that reason from anybody. Nobody will concede it because they want it to be some grand conspiracy, because that's an easy answer. Then here are the actual problems.
But when it comes back to Shedeur, like, it's an impassioned thing. I don't want it to turn. I think I've seen some people get a little bit too involved on the internet with it. And their opinions of quarterbacks being wrapped up into it's like, man, you just let it go. The mute button is a beautiful thing if you want it to be. If you're going to spend that much time on social media, and I try to spend some time on it because I like to answer people. But I mean, when it comes to some of this stuff, it's like, well, it's the internet. You're not going to get a lot of reasoning on the internet. There's not a lot of sane, thought-provoking things on social media. So you're really not going to be satisfied in that way. So yeah, like I've had a couple of people like going after Shedeur, and they're like, you don't understand what I've been called over Shedeur. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry you've had that experience, but it's
nothing
also,
to do with Shedeur.
To me, it's the internet, and it's just like, this is social media, and if you don't get, but you know what? But I've been on social media for a long time, and doing this a long time. Maybe I'm just used to it, and that's the way it is.
Like Kenny, I wish there's no whatever. We weren't on video all the time. The archives are there if you want it. How many podcasts, how many shows did the two of us go in depth about how much fun we were having watching Shedeur in Colorado football and Travis Hunter and Dion, and how it was a spectacle and how we didn't think they could play with the big boys per se, but we were seeing real talent with Shedeur. Well, we did wonder, hey, he's got to have a clock on these things at the next level, because if he doesn't get rid of the football, this isn't going to work.
I mean, if it comes down about eventually, we got to get down to the football of it. And it's because of the football that I want him to play. Because I've seen the actual football being played by Dylan Gabriel. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Even if it's like, oh, no, there's still, like, if Kevin were to go, Kenny, there's a better quarterback in there, I go, okay, have him have a seat and give him a breather. And have him watch from the sidelines and understand that the game, because this cannot continue. And if it does continue, like, okay, fine, just go out there and have him look terrible against the Jets, possibly lose against the Jets, and I won't even be able to speak because I will just fall flat dead right there at my desk at my house. Like, it can be much worse. And it's like, okay, I look at the football of it. The football of it is what? Dylan Gabriel, who's supposed to be a processor of everything, freaked out and had a terrible decision. I forgot I said it. I was that angry. They brought it up yesterday in town. They go, hey, I heard one of our kids here is a little bit radio famous. I went, oh, yeah, that's right. Because I mentioned, I go, we got a fifth grader who wouldn't do that. We got a fifth grader who wouldn't play action, turn around, and just throw the ball to the sidelines. Go, well, no one's there. What? You wouldn't do that. At least, fine. I guess you got to take an easy sack and get out of there. Like, what are you doing? And there's things that just don't make sense there. And so because of watching the football, I'm done with this whole thing. And I want to put Shedeur Sanders out there because I think there's a ceiling. I think he's an accurate quarterback. I think he can make plays. I worry about him holding on to the football. Mm-hmm. I worry about the offense that he had at Colorado. I worry why, Pat Shurmur didn't seem to really want to talk a whole lot about him in the pre-draft process on the radio and things like. I mean, good God. Say what you want to about Dabo Swinney. Dabo Swinney tried to sell us
Taj Boyd.
On every quarterback he's ever had, including Taj Boyd, and said Dabo Swinney came on this air as Taj Boyd, I think, was a graduate assistant there, and said that he would save the Cleveland Browns. Dabo was willing to say that. I didn't hear anything from Pat.
He called him the Michael Jordan of football.
Now maybe he did call him. You're right. He called him Michael Jordan of football. Now maybe Pat said it somewhere else. Maybe Pat said these things somewhere else, and I just didn't see it. That's possible. I can't keep my eyes on everything. I wonder about the Sean Lewis thing. I wonder about the protection, which would go for him, but also would go against him because he's going with the Browns, and the Browns' offensive line is kind of scattershot right now. It's not the worst I've ever seen, because I think you're right. I think about 30 offensive lines, 30 fan bases think their offensive line is the worst in the NFL, but we're not a good offensive line. I worry about the being able to be on the same page. I worry about the guy calling plays for him. So there's a lot of things to worry about, and I'm getting to the point where it's like, I just want to see somebody have some crack at this. I don't think Dylan Gabriel's part of the future, and maybe by the end of it, Shedeur won't be part of the future. Maybe they're all right. Maybe they saw the tape. I'm not going to subscribe to any of the other stuff that's been said. But maybe they saw the tape and they go, nah, he's not as good as what you guys make him out to be. Okay, but I want to find out. I want to find out. Because I'm getting ready. You guys think we're having a Shedeur fight. I'm getting ready for the fights this offseason. And they're going to be numerous. And they're going to be exhausting. I got about 5 different quarterbacks that we could talk about for this football team coming up. And damn, yeah, you can be a Browns fan and say you're sick of Shedeur's talk all you want, or talk about Shedeur all you want. You can say you're sick of us bringing it up. Guys, if you don't want to have to sit there and fight about 5 different quarterbacks, he's the guy that you got to hope for, because it ain't going to be Dylan Gabriel. I imagine it's not going to be number 4. Right?
I don't think. But I'm not ruling anything out, considering he'll probably be quarterbacking the last 4 games of the year at this point. The way this is at lightning speed right now.